What is the difference between Sarah and Lot's wife? The reason why this is important is because both of them were told to do relatively the same thing. One decided to obey, and the other didn't. So the point of this video is to figure out what was the difference between the two. Let's start with Sarah. In Sarah's case, God told Abraham to take all of his family and belongings and go to another land that he would show him, in Genesis chapter 12 verses 1 to 9. Sarah gave no complaints and went with him without hesitation. We know this because we were told in 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 6 that Sarah obeyed her husband, calling him Lord. Sarah was also recognized in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 11 for having faith in God, and with that faith she was able to trust in the decisions both God and Abraham took. An example of that trust was displayed in both Genesis chapter 12 verse 13 and Genesis chapter 20 verses 1 and 2, where Abraham told Sarah to pretend that she was his sister to keep himself alive, and Sarah did just that with no objection, displaying complete trust and love for her husband. Now let's analyze Lot's wife's case. She was told, just like Sarah, to leave where she came from without objection, in Genesis chapter 19 verses 16 to 26. However, in this case, everyone was told that they couldn't physically look back towards the burning cities. They knew that entire cities were getting destroyed behind them, meaning God wasn't afraid of enacting judgment on evildoers. Therefore, when Lot's wife looked back at the city and civilians being destroyed, after being told by angels not to, she must have had a greater value for what she was leaving behind, friends, family perhaps, who were evildoers by the way, since God did not save them along with Lot's family, more than God, who gave the order. She was therefore counted as a sinner for that, and for the fact that she disobeyed God, partaking in the wickedness that got Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed in the first place. And as we can get from Romans chapter 6 verse 23, the wages of sin is death. So she perished on the spot. Unlike Sarah, Lot's wife did not have full trust in God, because if she did, she would know that where they were going was much better than where they were coming from, and even if it wasn't, God is still God either way. So, as we can get from the endings of both women, one is a good example to follow, and the other is, well, not. In Isaiah chapter 51 verse 2, we were told to look unto Abraham your father, and unto Sarah that bare you, meaning that we should use them as role models. However, with Lot's wife, we were given different advice. In Luke chapter 17 verses 31 to 32, those verses tell us that in that day he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. This verse literally tells us that we should not look back to all the sins or luxuries we had before coming to God, like Lot's wife did, and that we should remember her end. This was not the first time we were told this, because Jesus Christ said the exact same thing before, but without mentioning Lot's wife, in Luke 9:62, where he said, "No man, having put his hand to the plow, and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God." So these are two women with the same order who had different responses to it. It's now up to you to decide who you want to be like. That is it from me. If you want to hear more from me, you can always subscribe, hit the like button, or that notification bell. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day, and God bless you.